Alright, I am back. Hopefully this is better. First again. Jacoba's goated. It's good now? Okay. Thank goodness. I don't know what was happening. I'm glad jumping in and out real quick helped. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you for pointing it out for me. I would have went the whole stream sounding awful. Stream on. I know. I always miss out on the Saturday streams. I always say I will, and then either I sleep through it or something comes up and I don't have the ability to. I took last night off because I had some time off from work for the holiday. So I had a nice long weekend, and I got to spend some time with Miss Crispy. So I took the weekend off from streaming so we can have some extra time together. Since because of my new work schedule, we don't have as much time together anymore. So, and she's my favorite little human, so I like to spend time with her when I can. She's out with friends now. That's how I'm able to stream right now. She, one of her friends from work, they went to a show, so. I actually just woke up from a nap not too long ago, Zakoba. I was like, because I know I talked a little bit about maybe streaming in Discord, and I woke up from a nap and I was like, maybe I won't stream. I'll just take the whole weekend off, like I said. But then a couple people asked in Discord, and I was painting, so I was like, all right, I'll throw the camera on. I got my diet soda with me. I'm ready to go. What up? What up, everyone? I know I'm the figure guy, Razor, but I have to disagree. I would say Miss Crispy is more important than anything else I do. Not to get all sappy. The action figures are a very close second, don't worry. I am Cosmos. Good call, bro. I am. That's exactly who I'm making. My bunny? Oh, yeah, she's like my. Yeah, so Miss Crispy's 1A. My bunny's 1B. And then action figures are 1C. Let's go with that. Goldfish, yeah. I love how Zakoba always remembers her name. She's around here somewhere. Oh, she's right behind me. 1B's food. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I didn't really take into consideration food. One C is sleep. Okay, okay. Yeah, everyone in chat, tell me what your 1A through 1C is. We got food, we got sleep, what else? I know some of us really like video games in this chat. Does video games crack your 1A through C? Maybe comics, figures. Also, Zakoba was telling, before my live stream cracked out a couple minutes ago, Zakoba was telling me about his haul. Anyone else get some good stuff recently? I did the other day. I posted it in my Discord, but I can tell you guys about it if you want. Four separate plates? Oh, you're one of those guys. Are you into like sports or anything, Jacoba? I know like runners and like cross country people are like thin as a rail, but like have the metabolism to just eat nonstop. That's my girlfriend too, though. She works out 3 days a week, and then she does tumbling and acrobatics 2 days a week. So she's always hungry. She never gains any weight, but she gains plenty of muscle though. She can kick my butt. I always have to make sure Miss Crispy's happy or she'll kick my butt. Streak, what's up, bro? Sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. I was just painting. I didn't see the chat. My phone's off to the, if you can tell by the angle of the stream, my phone's like diagonal, so I don't always have like a direct view of the chat. So I'm never ignoring you guys. I promise. Sometimes I get locked into painting here. I know there are a couple of my streams where I yapped more than anything, so I've been trying to be better about being productive on camera for you guys while also hanging out and talking and stuff. Cool, that's looking good though. Do you live stream on TikTok? I don't live stream on TikTok. I should be better about live streaming on TikTok, especially because I've been like unlocking more and more features to like monetize and stuff, and if I live stream like a couple times a week, then I can unlock even more features to monetize. So I should just live stream on TikTok more so that I can unlock all those features. That'd be good. It's it's not like I'm not gonna make $1 million, but hey, any little extra cash helps me buy more cool toys to make customs out of for you guys. Are any of you on TikTok? Like, would there be some fan crossover, or would I have all new fans watching me over there? I'm assuming you have a TikTok Invincible Customs if you are asking. Also, NPCs. Oh, dude, the NPC streamers I know. I'm surprised they're still so popular, bro. I thought that was definitely gonna be one of those like come and go trends. I mean, I'm sure it'll still be relatively short-lived in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't bother me. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like my TikTok streams going through like, I remember for a long time my For You page was a bunch of streaming, and then it's still pretty bad when it comes to like ads. Like every other like video now is some kind of ad. I'm like, dude, I don't want to buy your junk from the TikTok store. I've done a couple ads, but for like things I actually want, because I get commissions if you guys buy it from my link, but I only do that if it's something I want, because why would I know I'm telling you guys basically indirectly to buy the same thing. So I know what I want, and I know we usually have the same taste, you guys and I. So I more than anything use the opportunity as a get from TikTok store to get stuff I want for free. It hasn't been super successful. I probably just don't post enough for a lot of these companies to be like, yeah, here, take it. Doggo, what's up, bro? Oh, I haven't posted on Shorts Invincible. I honestly got busy editing that long form video I did. That honestly took a while. And so I was putting all my energy into that. And some of the customs I was doing, like Beetle and Jack-o'-lantern that we did on stream together those couple weekends in a row. I was originally recording them as shorts, and then I think it was the Jack-o'-lantern video. I started editing it, and it was just like, I feel like I was editing too much out, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be hard to like fit into 3 minutes. And I knew I was getting ready to start doing long form content, so I was like, okay, what if I just take the footage I have and just turn it into a long form video? So I don't have any shorts content right now, but I have some stuff planned. I want to get back into it because I know it's still really popular. And yeah, no worries, Invincible. Chemistry, what's up, bro? Tofu man, what up? What up? Can you make a new link for your Discord? Yeah, I could do that. Like repost it, or because I know the invite link expires after like a week, right? Do I need to repost it? I posted a link in my video that came out Wednesday. I think I linked it Tuesday night, so that should still be active, but oh yeah, you're gonna get some Superman figures. Which ones do you think you're gonna get? There's some good ones out there right now. The David Corn Sweat ones aren't bad. I have the McFarlane one. I don't know if I'm gonna get the SHF version of that one. I don't know if I watched this one video of a miniature painter talking about his wet palette, and his wet palette was soaked. So I was like, is my wet palette like not wet enough? And I think I made it too wet. A lot of my paints. This figure, I don't know if it's just like, this is an older McFarlane figure, so I don't know if it's the older plastics or whatnot, but this figure is just soaking up layers of paint. It's taking me forever. It was originally that Lex Luthor figure, so it was like green and purple, so I painted it all black to kind of act like a primer, you know, and then this blue took, geez, like 4 coats to fully cover. It was crazy. And then I had to do the lighter blue on top of the dark blue, which that covered a little bit easier, but still took like 2 or 3 coats to get like a really good, because you know, honestly, a lot of times, you know, that like technique I use to like dry brush different colors to add like depth, it's really like a shortcut so that I don't have to do so many layers to get it like a really smooth like finish. But this figure in particular, I wanted that smooth finish, so I just had to keep going and going until I got it. This joint, I was grinding down with my Dremel right before I went live, so this should hold up well. Yeah, the figure arts head sculpt looks awful. I'm making Razor. I'm making Hydro Man, Z-Stin Hydro Man. Invincible, have you seen the Yeah, the Bandai Cyclops looks good. Did you guys see that they adjusted the height so he's taller now? I know a lot of people were upset. He was originally 145 centimeters, which translates to like 5'7", so he would have been like way underscaled for most figure art, so that would make him even smaller for like Marvel Legends. He probably wouldn't be able to fit into it all. They adjusted, so now he's going to be 155 centimeters, so more like 6'1". So he's I think Robo was saying that that's what most Star Wars Bandai stands at, so they'll be able to scale with all of our other 1/12 scale stuff better. I've said it a couple times. You guys always like do broken heart emojis. I'm not a huge X-Men guy. I know it's crazy. So I don't know if I'll even buy him. He is like a damn near perfect Jim Lee Cyclops if you don't mind a diaper piece. I'm used to it. I have a lot of I've sold a bunch, but I've had a lot of figure arts. I like the way they pose and stuff, so I don't know. I really don't mind that little like crotch thing they do. I feel like the Mayfix is going to be the best out of all of our options, but it's going to take the longest. You know, Mayfix like usually comes out last because they wait till like the movie comes out and everything. They because I think like figure arts and Marvel Legends and even like McFarlane stuff, they all use like oftentimes use the what's the word I'm looking for? Concept art and stuff. So that's how they can get figures out like at the same time as the movie, whereas like Mayfix will come out like years later. Like how long did it take us to get the No Way Home Spider-Man? Well, we only got one so far. We'll be lucky if we get all three before 2026. Honestly, I feel like. I have the Andrew Garfield Mayfix pre-ordered, and he was supposed to come out already. He was supposed to come out this month. He's obviously not. Or no, he was supposed to come out last month, June, and he didn't. So we'll see when he does. I'll be waiting. Tick, tick, Mayfix. Yeah, that's true. The Mayfix scaling can be wonky too. I don't know. They're all different lines, right? So the scaling's not gonna be perfect, unfortunately. It's hard to mix all of them. You know, well, obviously McFarlane doesn't scale with anything. Yeah, he's gonna have like a masthead like this. Yeah, I like how Mezco looks too. If you don't like the SHF like crotch design, you know, like that like weird articulation they have there, then I would definitely say the Mayfix is better. Especially now that they're doing that like new piece on the like basically their version of the diaper piece. They're doing like a lot softer plastic. I know it was on the Toby Spider-Man, and then I think the 2099 they made, and it lets it articulate so much more. You get so much range. That Ben Reilly like con exclusive that's coming out, that's going to use the new waist. So I feel like Mayfix is honestly running away with the game if you ask me. As far as imports go, Amazing Yamaguchi is fun, but they don't put out video or figures nearly as often as everyone else, you know. And what else is there? Figure Arts is all over the place scaling wise. Like, have you guys seen the Spider-Verse Peter B. Parker was huge, and it looks like the Spider-Man Noir from the Spider-Verse is the same thing. He's massive. I had that figure pre-ordered because I thought it looked better than the um, figure, not the figure arts, the Sentinel that came out a while ago. Honestly, I might cancel my pre-order because he just looks too big. I don't know if he'll really like fit my display properly. You know, like the Sentinel figures are, well, Miles is small. I have Miles and Gwen from the first movie, and Peter B. And they scale good with each other, but I don't know how they would scale with the SHF like Godzilla Spider-Man anymore. Speaking of Godzilla, we went and saw the new Jurassic World last night. Has anyone seen that? Let me catch up on chat too. I can't wait for F4 and Superman to come out this month. They're some of the most iconic. Oh, dude, I am so excited for those to come out. Yeah, most iconic characters. I agree. Especially for, I know a lot of you guys are younger than me. You call me old. Someone called me middle age, which was crazy. That made me feel really old. But you know, growing up in the early 2000s, you know, as a kid, I didn't think the Fantastic Four movies were that bad. I liked having all the toys. I always liked Johnny Storm. Like a dude that just flies around on fire is cool, right? As a kid. Even as an adult, he's so cool. So I'm really happy to finally have the Fantastic Four in the MCU. The movie looks like it's going to be really, really good. So I'm excited. And of course, Superman's just a classic. And I personally never liked Zack Snyder's Superman, so I like how James Gunn is definitely leaning more into like the beacon of hope Superman. Like that's I think like one of the coolest parts of Superman. I kind of got lost on the character for a while. It was like they made the evil Superman and what was it, Injustice, and then everyone's like, yeah, Superman's dark and scary. It's like, no, Superman doesn't always have to be that. Yeah, I'm curious what they do with the Fantastic Four. I'm surprised they showed the baby in the trailer so soon. I mean, everyone kind of figured it out pretty fast that Invisible Woman was pregnant. So I guess there was like no huge secret, but I'm curious to see how it all unfolds. Obviously, Franklin plays a huge role, right? In like in the comics, isn't he like basically one of the strongest beings of all time? Can he just like make galaxies for fun? So I'm sure like that's gonna be a big part of what makes Galactus follow them into the next multiverse, right? Because they end up in our MCU somehow. They're obviously in a different universe at first. And there's no way they're going to use Galactus in one movie and never use him again. That'd be such a waste of a massive threat. So, it'd be cool to see what they do to bring Galactus back eventually. I hope, even if this Robert Downey Jr. Doom is just a variant, I hope they bring in a real Doom at some point. And I hope we get like Doom and Galactus for like a long time in the MCU. As like overarching bad guys that are just constantly giving them a hard time. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think they're gonna like completely ditch the multiverse after this? Like, do you think they're gonna be done with it and try to like separate with it. I don't know. I feel like they're like pretty entrenched now, so I don't know how you could just like completely write yourself out of the multiverse. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it would be smart to keep the multiverse open so that we can still get Kang eventually again when you want to like recast him and write him better. We can still, yeah, like I said, have the real Victor Von Doom. Galactus can hang around. I guess if they want to like quote unquote close the multiverse for a little while, Kane can be the one to reopen it, right? Because he kind of exists outside of time. Often he's usually pretty good with manipulating time and space, right? So I guess you can go that route. It's always an option. Blasted out of his nose. Yeah, what all do you think is going to happen in Secret Wars? I know there's been a couple different versions of Secret Wars in the comics now. I feel like with all the like legacy characters they're bringing back from like the Fox universe and stuff, they're definitely going to do like an Elseworlds thing. I think that would make the most sense. But I don't know. You can only speculate. They not by much, but they push back that movie a little bit, right? I honestly don't mind. I don't want them to rush something like that. That movie's gotta be perfect. I feel like all of the MCU kind of hinges on that movie being good, like regardless of it like rebooting everything. Like I feel like the MCU, for better or for worse, is starting to get stale for like the casuals, and that's why the box office is declining. Like I feel like us fans will always be there, right? But some more casuals are like, yeah, whatever, I can skip this movie. I'll be curious to see how these massive movies do too, because I feel like Endgame and Infinity War was such a success because that was what 10 plus years of building up to it, whereas they kind of like stumbled their way to this like Avengers level movie. So I don't know if people will be as excited. I think a lot of us will go out of more of a curiosity, right? Like we have to see how they pull all this stuff off. That was a lot of little details. I was dreading that. Came out good though. What do you guys think? Yeah, dude. I don't think Secret Wars will flop just because of like how massive of a movie that is. I think people will go to want to see Spider-Man get the black suit potentially. People will go to see what the hell they plan to do for their Secret Wars. Plus, it's the Russos doing it again, so I would imagine they're gonna leave it on some kind of crazy cliffhanger, the end of Doomsday, like they did whatchamacallit? Infinity War and Endgame. I think that's the smartest way to do it. So, I'm sure a lot of people almost be like, "Oh man, I have to go see it," right? But yeah, I'm sure these movies are gonna have massive budgets because of all the people, and the sets are probably insane. Even if you're doing Elseworlds, like Endgame was mostly filmed in like one little green screen, right? But still a lot of time and money and people. So I'm sure the budget's gonna be wild, and I'm sure it's gonna have to do several $100 million in the box office to quote unquote break even and then profit. I'm sure the marketing budget will be pretty high because you want this movie to do really well. So I'm sure they'll market it like crazy. I'm honestly tempted to not watch a single trailer for any of these movies coming up because I feel like these movies have a really bad habit of spoiling some significant parts of the movie. Although, I guess the Russos did a good job of not spoiling anything in Endgame, Infinity War. Like, the Endgame trailer was what, like, the first 10 minutes of the movie, right? First half hour, maybe? So maybe it'll be safe to watch. But, like, did you see the director of Captain America was like, "Oh, we had to put Red Hulk in the trailer, like it's impossible to hide stuff from promotion anymore." Yeah, that's not true. Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. Spider-Man fan's grandma. She's gonna be a Spider-Man variant? What do you guys think about the rumors about what the next Spider-Man movie is going to be about? Like, we got official word that Punisher's going to be in it, which is cool. I'm hoping that yeah, that's my thing too. Well, exactly. They said it's gonna be like a Savage Hulk that he has to fight, which I guess would make it better. But like also, I don't know. Am I a fake fan? Does Spider-Man have to fight the Hulk in comics more than I know of? Like, I don't. I guess they're like working with what they have, and I guess they're gonna use the point of like. At least this is my hypothesis, is the only reason why they want to try to shoehorn Hulk into this. Hey, what's up, everybody? Everyone, welcome in. Just talking movies and nonsense. I would imagine the only reason why they want to shoehorn Hulk into this is they can do the whole like. Hulk knows Peter's identity because the Hulk didn't forget, right? I'd imagine that's one of the main reasons why they want to bring the Hulk into it. That's been a theory, at least. We'll see. Interesting. The original was like, oh, they're casting for an Asian man, like a middle-aged Asian man, so they're probably going to do Mr. Negative, and they're going to bring Scorpion back, and who else? Oh, Boomerang. So, like, especially if you're going to have Punisher, I would love a street-level Spider-Man that just has to do with, like turf wars and gang wars and stuff like that. Like, I think that would be so fun. We desperately need just a your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Just like, I mean, I guess Mr. Negative can do some crazy stuff, but he is also just a monster at times, right? So. I really was just excited to see Scorpion come back, bro. That that was such a good casting. That was such a good setup, and we just haven't gotten him since. Where's my Scorpion? Um, yeah, it would be Savage Hulk, and that's the theory is that, or that's the speculation is that's Savage Hulk, and it would be Peter and the Punisher would have to like fight the Savage Hulk, which is kind of funny and random. It seems like for a Peter and Punisher team up, like how's the Punisher get shoehorned into that? But does the Punisher ever interact with the Hulk in comics? It just seems like a pairing that probably doesn't happen too often. I'll be curious to see like Tom Spider-Man and John Berthol's Punisher interacting too. I think that'll be fun. So I'm like really locked in again, just all details. Let me. Yeah, Hulk never. Yeah, the Hulk. Well, I think that's the issue too. Is a lot of these dudes never really shared space together because by the time Spider-Man gets introduced, that's what Civil War. Hulk's gone already, right? By Civil War, is it Age of Ultron when he flies away and that's when he ends up on Planet Hulk? So like. I don't know. They'll have some explaining to do, but I think that's just early draft leaks or something. So they had time to rewrite it. Not saying I know any better than they do, but I'll just be skeptical if that's ultimately what the story is. This is my favorite part. When you overpaint, you know, you're just like painting messy because you know you're going to come back and repaint it. And it just looks so good. Yeah, it would have had to happen off screen, right? That's my only guess at this point. And whatever, like, it's cheap, but I won't be that mad if they're just like, oh yeah, they met off screen at some point before everything, or Yeah, like, am I starting to remember stuff wrong, or like, you know, he gets snapped, Spider-Man does, but the Hulk doesn't, right? He becomes a smart Hulk. So, at what point would Hulk have met Peter? I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, or I'm misremembering this. A lot of the MCU, recent MCU. Hulk met Peter because he felt like he needed to. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. Ultimately, any movie that has Spider-Man in the title, I'm gonna go see. Um, I know they've gone back and forth too on if if this Spider-Man movie will have more tie into Doomsday or not, because I know they pushed back Doomsday so that Spider-Man can come out first and Doomsday can have more time. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with both of those things. But well, like I just said a couple of minutes ago, I want you know, a grounded, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man before we start doing like Universal Spider-Man again. Yeah, they meet in New York when those guys come. What the hell are their names? I know what you're talking about. So they share a screen, but the Hulk is already Bruce by then. That's when he's too scared to be whatchamacallit anymore. I don't know. We're probably overthinking this at this point. I think it's one of those things. Like I think Razor said, they obviously never planned with this intention, right? It's just kind of one of those things. Every once in a while, you have to kind of fudge a storyline in there because you're retroactively fitting it into a narrative that was originally written 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago. Teen Oliver or Kid Oliver? I don't know. I'll probably take either one, really. I don't have any whatchamacallit in my collection yet. Invincible figures of any kind. I don't have any of the Diamond Select because most of them look like they suck. Some of the newer ones looked good. It looks like they're finally starting to figure it out, and then Diamond Select ceased to exist. So rest in peace, Diamond Select. Patrick, welcome in. Alright, cool. Arms are done. This torso's all cleaned up. Cool. Let's move on to the legs, clean up some of this black paint. That was one thing I learned from that whatchamacallit? Molten Man custom, using the same body, well, similar body, is that this plastic was was hard to paint on, so made sure to prime it first. Well, kind of. I just painted black over the original, what color was it? Like green and purple mostly. Because I've figured because then the arm was from a flash, like the Game Reverse flash, so it was white. So I was gonna have like wildly different shades of blue. If I painted some blue over like green and then some blue over white. It took way longer. I thought this this was gonna be a quick and easy custom because it's just like a couple of different blues and blacks. But you get a better end result, so it's worth it ultimately. Someone shooting fireworks by you, Zach, or you can hear the ones behind me. Because they're popping them off over here too. What's actually funny is Chicago doesn't have any official fireworks on the 4th because there's so many like people that go to Indiana and buy fireworks and just light them off themselves. So the city just kind of lets it happen. So we have a bunch of unofficial fireworks on last night. They're doing fireworks tonight at the Navy Pier because they do them every Saturday night regardless during the summer. So they're like, oh yeah, it's just conveniently lands like the day after 4th of July. So we'll make them extra fancy for you guys this Saturday. We thought about going, but then her friend invited her to this show, so I was like, yeah, go hang out with your friends. I'll just sit at home and paint action figures all night. It's fine. Ordered some wings, took a nap. Now paint some figures and hang out with you guys. Pretty perfect Saturday if you ask me. What all are you guys hanging up? Zacho's always saying some freak stuff every time I look in the chat. And yeah, Invincible, I'm in Chicago. I'm in Chicago proper too. I'm not like in some random suburb in the Chicagoland area saying I'm in Chicago. I'm on the far north side. I think I was on vacation for the last time the Viltrumites blew Chicago off the face of the earth almost. I missed the last flight. Keeping my eyes open for Adam Eve though. We'll love to meet her for no reason in particular. You guys are nuts. I can guarantee you Zach goes to freak. I've had enough interactions with that man. I know I know who he is. I say man, he's probably like 10. Freak Bob. Razor. That's the fireworks. No Viltrumites yet. Yeah, Zacho, my girlfriend might be a Viltrumite. Who knows? Yeah, chemistry. It derailed quickly from talking about action figures. My apologies in advance. I take my eyes off the chat for a little while, and it gets out of control. We are making Hydro Man. Isn't the universe we watch on Amazon like the only one where Mark doesn't turn bad in some way, shape, or form? So I'm kind of screwed, huh? When the Mark of my my universe finally gets his powers. Yo, Garth, what's up, man? Yeah, that's true. The whole country and universe could be cooked if we get like a really bad Mark variant. So I'm doing good, bro. How you doing, Garth? Glad to see you made it to a stream tonight. Always cool to see your name pop up, my friend. That goes for everyone except Zacho, that little freak. I say that in jest. Zacho knows I love him. Thanks, Garf. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, bro, you are slacking. I fell way behind. I binged season 2, 3, and the Adam Eve special in like over the span of a couple weeks, and it's all really good. I don't know. I know a lot of people didn't love season 3 of Invincible. Thought a lot of it was like decent, kind of mid. I think overall it was pretty good. I personally did, at least. I enjoyed it. I think that the where it ends off is fun cliffhanger. I won't spoil anything for you, but still so much to so much to be answered come next season. I haven't read too much about it. Are they making like a certain amount of seasons and they're done? Like, do they have a fixed number of seasons they plan on making? Is it one of those shows? Like, what are they going on their 4th season? Are they only gonna make like 5, 6 seasons, or they just gonna go forever? Because I know the comics is just, it's like done, right? It's not like an ongoing series. It's like so there's only so much story you can tell if you're going directly off of the comics. See you, Stop Motion. Thanks for hanging out, bro. Yeah, I heard the comics is way different. I really want to read the comics. I heard the comics are good and like different enough from the show that I'll still enjoy both. Okay, that's looking solid. Probably a little bit messier than I had to be. So this is a lot of touch up. Luckily it's just black, so it's not too hard. Could be worse. Well, that's why it was extra messy. It's so easy to make mistakes or overpaint when black is the cover up paint, because it just covers up everything so easily and so well. What would you guys think so far? You like the blues I picked out? Is it coming out good? Razor, you just missed Zacho being a little freak. That's all. Oh, and we've been talking about Invincible in the chat. I think if I remember correctly, Zacho's always the one that says Invincible's a little overrated. I know there's at least one person in my chat and or Discord that's saying that. I can't remember if it's Zacho or not. I know that's a potential hot take. Everyone seems to really like Invincible. But I also understand that too, like some stuff gets so hyped up that you go in with certain expectations and you're like, oh, that's it. I was honestly surprised that the Invincible and Conquest fight was, what was that, the last episode of season 3? Zacho catching strays. Zacho's been here since day 1, so I feel like I can bully him more than anyone else. Yeah, it's what if Superman was evil. Just like the Yeah. I mean, that's we're making Hydro Man for everyone asking, and yeah, I mean that's basically what Invincible is, right? It's just like commentary on like your run of the mill superhero stuff. Because yeah, they're obviously all like variations of famous um, characters. Well, it's the same with the boys. I know that's a little bit more mature, so I'm sure some of you guys don't watch it. Um, the same exact concept. I mean, the first season they have like their version of Justice League with like, you know, the Deep and Homelander. That's just, you know, Aquaman, Superman. It's just Echo Fuse Aquaman. Yeah. Iron Man is mid in your opinion? Okay. Yeah, Snow Auto. That's exactly what we're doing. Where do you buy dye? You can buy the synthetic dye. Pretty much anywhere. I bought it at Walmart, Michaels. For action figures, you're gonna want to get the synthetic dye. It's gonna say on the package dye more synthetic dye. It's like slightly different, so it works better for the plastic than like the standard one does. The first time I ever tried to dye a figure, I used the wrong one, and it doesn't really damage anything. It just doesn't work as good. So after the first time I did, I was like, this method sucks. Why does anyone even recommend this? And then I realized I did it wrong. User error on that one. Although now that I've gotten better about not being as lazy about prepping joints and stuff, I've honestly haven't been dyeing figures as much because I know I've done some tutorials on it and stuff, and I've still had issues with some of the paints. You know, it's kind of bleeding through, like the Rit dye just really soaking up all the paint, and and then having weird reactions when I clear coat it too. Like I'll clear coat it, and then I don't know if it's like the Rit dye sucking up the clear coat or the chemicals in the clear coat or what, but then it'll like start fade. The colors will fade. It just doesn't always work right. So unless I'm doing like black on black, I try to like just prep the joints the right way and do it that way now. Should just open this up. Just works better long term, I found. But I still like the Rit dye for joints and stuff. Like for this figure, I'm still gonna Rit dye the ball joints for like the ankles and everything because that stuff's. I don't know how you could like fully prep that to not paint rub. I truly don't know how you could. So I just Rit dye it. It's something like that. It's easier. There's just one guy out there though that does some like Rick dye stuff. I really wish I could remember his name. I think he's not. I don't think he's on YouTube. I think he's only on like Instagram, and he doesn't even post that much. But he's really good with dyeing figures. He's like learned how to like, you know, if you dye it for different amounts of time. So he does like, he can do different skin tones. So if you want like a figure that's like different shades of, you know, black or brown, he's like learned how to do that really well. He's a master Rick dyeing. It's pretty incredible. Different time, you know, different amount of time, probably different heats if I had to guess. Different color combos. I'm sure he mixes colors. I'm pretty sure he said that in a post before. Some pretty magical stuff. If I ever find it, I'll post in the Discord or something so you guys can check it out. It's pretty cool. You can do some cool stuff out there. I tend to stick with a brush, but you can do anything you want. I'm back now. Sorry. Is it showing I'm back? Did I make my thing bug out? Did I mess it up? What's Jacob stop motion saying? Oh yeah, taking figures apart. It was pretty nerve-wracking when I first started too. Mostly because I didn't realize like I was scared to put a lot of heat on the figure, so for a while when I first started, I wouldn't put enough heat and I would just start like taking a figure apart. I had broken and stretched out my fair share of figures before I realized if I use more heat, it's far more effective. I guess the only good thing about messing up that bad early on is I got pretty good at learning how to like make new joints out of you know, screws and stuff. Every mistake is just a learning experience, I guess. That's the positive way to look at it. What do you guys think? You guys like this design so far? Did I pick out some good blues? I bought some brand new paint for this custom the other day. So I got some more of that nice expensive paint I like to use now. And I think this color's nice, but I don't know what you guys think. This light blue I've had for a while. I love this light blue, but this darker blue is new. Oh, interesting. I peeked back in the chat and I see there's some Batman v Iron Man discourse going on. Derek Thompson, what's up, bro? I'm doing good. How are you doing tonight? I'm making a Hydro Man. It's a day early. Or a day late. Are you in the past still? Derek Thompson's a time traveler. Oh, okay, it was just a typo. Oh, doing good, man. Yeah, they're setting off a bunch of fireworks again tonight. Everyone else heard it earlier, so it's pretty loud around me too. But I'm a night owl, so it's okay for me. I feel bad for everyone else though. That actually affects. Especially for any dog owners that might be in this chat. I know some of these holidays can be pretty traumatic as dog owners. Some dogs really hate fireworks. I used to have a little Chihuahua, and he surprisingly wasn't too phased by it most of the time. He was scared of everything else, but not fireworks. I went to a super late showing of Jurassic World last night, and they're still shooting off fireworks at like 1:30 in the morning. Black Cat or Catwoman? Miles, the Scorpion from Miles Morales. Yeah, that could be cool. Have you? I like my Scorpion a lot, and it was pretty easy to make. I've been like part of my like long form content is gonna be like revamping a lot of different stuff, and I think my Scorpion design, I'm just like not gonna touch at all. I think it's pretty much perfect still. All the original paint is held up. I touch up some of the paint on the mask because I use a different red now that covers better. Other than that, I might just add some more red in general on the mask here, make him even scarier. But other than that, I think he's pretty solid. So since you guys are my live, I'll give you pretty quiet live tonight. Only 10 people. I know it's pretty quiet for because of holiday weekend. But my next couple long form videos are going to be Doc Ock from my universe because he just got a new custom head. Got him in the mail today. And then we're going to do Scorpion. And then I'm looking at my Sinister 6 right now. Probably Electro since I've already revamped him. So he's going to be a quick video. So it'll just kind of be a quick run through. So I'm going to try to do some of the easier videos. And then I'll probably do... Let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe Rhino and then Mysterio last, since Mysterio is the leader. Not gonna do a ton of him either. I just need to. I use different ankles for him. I forget what ankles I used for him, but they didn't exactly fit him. So for whatever reason, at the time I thought it was a good idea to super glue them in place. But now, you know, the ankles don't move, so that was dumb. So I got another Blight figure. That's what I used for the original one. And I'm just going to take the ankles from that, swap them over, and just rit dye the ankles black. They shouldn't break up the costume too bad. And then we'll have full range of motion in the ankles again. So that'll be the bulk of the Mysterio. I don't think I painted his knees. His knee joints, I don't think I prepped and painted those, so maybe we can do that on camera too when I do a quick revamp of that design. But that'll be a pretty simple one. The Electro one, there's like nothing I have to do because I already revamped him. Scorpion, same thing. I haven't even revamped him, I'm just still happy with the design, so put some of those out next just so I can like pump out some quick, easy ones for you guys because it takes a lot of time like behind the scenes, and I want to keep them coming out on a consistent weekly basis, probably every Wednesday, like the last one came out. So, probably do 2 easy ones back to back. So I can probably like record all of it in one day and then start editing it, and then I can, whatchamacallit, this body is this is a armored Lex Luthor originally. It's the same body that this figure uses. Oh, a little sneak peek for you guys. The Multiman got a little revamp too. So I thought it'd be kind of cool, you know, if like Multiman and Hydra Man like had the same like design suits, like you know, someone made the same suit for both of them. I thought that'd be kind of cool. Kind of like you know, tie the universe together a little bit. So clean off this brush. I'm gonna sand down these knee joints real quick so I can paint them up. I prepped everything else about them, so sand them and then paint them, let them dry, and then we're good to start putting the figure together. We don't have too much left on this figure after that. We have to whatchamacallit, I want to rit dye the ankle joints. Edgar, no, I'm not. I'm not black. I'm very white. um, Razor, what's up? Sorry, I was looking away. I was catching up on everything. Looks like I'm missing a lot in here. Oh, a new Spider-Man fan lore dropped? Hold on, I gotta catch up. Cool. All right, let's see this Spider-Man lore. Oh man, Spider-Man fan dreaming about the Huzz now. Waking up from a dream like that hurts, don't it? Zacho too busy drunk, Thanos gooning. Zacho stays catching strays tonight. What did you do to chat to get all this strays thrown at you, Zacho? Must have been going wild when I wasn't paying attention. You got Thanos gooning? Spider-Man fan, you need Riz tips? All right, I got you. I was able to lock down a total babe, so I'll try to help you any way you can. I mean, any way I can. Why do you laugh at that Spider-Man fan? Is that an old man phrase to use? Am I showing my age by saying that? Yeah, maybe a Blue Beetle body. The Blue Beetle body might have been easier, but I wanted to use like the the same armor as Molten Man. What head is this? Is from the Atom, and then the head. If you're potentially asking about this head, this is the head from Effigy. Dreamer, what's up, bro? These diaper pieces are the worst part, bro. This, as you can see, it just does not want to take the paint at all. Pain in the butt. I'll probably make this like belt gray like Molten Man, so it can seem like they're using the same technology. One's fire, one's water. Kind of cool, right? The continuity of the world. I pay attention to stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty much the same exact belt, so that'll be perfect. That's painted up black. Every time I jump into chat, I truly can never predict what I'm about to read. You guys are crazy. Got the diet soda in hand. We're drinking diet Pepsi tonight, I think. Chloe Weaver, what's up? You guys are wildin'. Yeah, Kenley, somehow they all survived, no one else. I guess it doesn't have to be like the legacy characters either, you know what I mean? Some of these mantles can be taken up by other people, I guess. Or some of them are younger, you know, so like obviously these Vultures, Hadrian Toombs' son, yeah, Zach, I'm waiting for figures to dry, so I actually have some time to sit here and read what you crazy people are talking about. How did I get my huzz? So we were working together at Starbucks. I was a supervisor. Well, we were both baristas before I got promoted. It really has nothing to do with me being a supervisor, but I was a supervisor at the time. But so we were working together. And I remember to this day, the very first day I met her, it was 2021, so we were still wearing masks for the most part. So I didn't even know what the bottom half of her face looked like. But the first day I met her, I was like, wow, I can just tell she's so pretty. And then she pulled down her mask to like eat something, and I was like, whoa. No, I didn't supervise her, Zach. Oh no, we were equals when I met her. Don't worry. um, um, no, I promise. But so then yeah, we worked together for like about a year because when I first met her, she had a boyfriend. I actually had a girlfriend too. And then we both had broke up with our partners at different times. And then like a year later, I kind of I don't know. I like worked with her a couple times. I would hang out with her in like personal functions and stuff, and we would go out to like a trivia night, like the whole crew, and I'll just like hang out with her, talk to her. And so one night I just texted her. I was like, "Hey," um, "Hey, like, would you like to, go out sometime?" And then, it's funny. You guys will get kicked out of this. So I was so scared to ask her out, right? Because I was like, she's so, she's so hot, she's so beautiful, she's so out of my league. I was like, so then I texted her. I was like, hey, this might be out of the blue, but like, I have like a big crush on you. Like, would you go out with me sometime? And I texted her super late at night, and so I texted her, and then I literally turned my phone off and went to bed. I was so scared. So the next morning, but I couldn't sleep because I was like, I wonder if she texted me back. So then I woke up the next morning, and she's like, yeah, of course. So you know what she said, chat? She said, I was wondering when you were gonna ask me out. So I was like, damn, she liked me this whole time. But so we went out. Our very first date ever was to a art museum. We went to an art museum, and then the second date, I went over to her place. I brought her some coffee and breakfast after my shift, and we just sat there talking for hours. And after about like a month, we went official, and I've been with her ever since. It's been like 2.5 years. Boomer, what's up, bro? We're working on a Hydra Man tonight. I just finished up painting up all the black. I'm just letting it dry real quick, and then I'm gonna put the bulk of the figure together. It's we're pretty much ready to start putting some of the figure together, so that's cool. Yeah, chemistry. There's a lot of lore to catch up on, apparently. Some of the lore I even forgot about, honestly. You guys are wild. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I gotta paint the gray on the back still. Probably have to do that before I can put this on. Yeah, because cover some of it. Yeah, let's do the gray metallics on the back real quick. Let me clean this brush before I forget and ruin it. Oh, so he's one of my favorite lesser known. Oh, awesome, Boomer. That's awesome. One thing that I really like about doing this series and like creating all these like off the wall Spider-Man villains is I get so many people who are like, oh no way, that's like, that's like one of my favorite random Spider-Man villains, like lesser known Spider-Man villains. And I think that's just so cool to like pick like these super random characters, right? And then just have someone like, oh my god, no way, you're making him. And it's been pretty neat to see like everyone's reaction to some of the more like outlandish characters I've made. It's been fun. I've had as much fun as you guys have had making all these random characters. I think what's even funnier is like by putting so much focus on the lesser known characters, I've somehow like managed to like not make a Norman yet. It's like one of the most iconic Spider-Man villains of all time. I've somehow missed so far. Not intentionally. I do want to and plan on making him. Um, he just start yelling at everyone outside. Your time to blow up fireworks was last night. um, yeah, that's a good I haven't thought too much about it, but that's a good point that that's a pretty significant canon event. And so it's definitely something I'll have to consider as I start to flesh out Miles and Peter more in this universe. I honestly haven't like put a ton of thought into it at times. I have like rough ideas of what it's gonna look like for them, but nothing concrete. So a lot of stuff is still in flux. But I think my initial reaction would be that maybe Miles' dad isn't dead yet, and I think maybe everyone pretty much knows already. So I think like Peter's death maybe isn't enough to fully inspire Miles to pick up the mantle yet, and then maybe one of these villains kills his dad, you know, so then maybe he even like pursues being Spider-Man for the wrong reasons at first. I think that's a cool thing they've done in the movie and in the comics kind of at times is kind of use Miles as a way to look at being Spider-Man in a different way, you know? So maybe I like lean into that and like, oh, I still don't think I'll make Miles kill, but be like, you know, maybe get really close and be like, no, you know, like Peter's right. Have to do this for the right reasons. Everyone's like redeemable or should at least be given, you know, the chance to make up for what they've done or whatever. So Superior Miles would be cool. That would be cool, actually. So some of these guys like Matt Gargan will still be Scorpion in this universe, but he might be like younger. You know how like Vulture's Adrian's son, Doc Ock is gonna be old. Mysterio will be old, but you know they're using like suits of armor and stuff, so that's That's why they're all armored up like that. And so, like, who do you think? You know, I think like a big critique a lot of people have is like, oh, Miles doesn't have any of his own villains, you know. And one video essay I watched made a good point, but like, you know, first of all, he's Spider-Man, so obviously he's going to absorb Peter's enemies, right? When he takes on the mantle. But also, what's cool is that, sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. I got sucked into these tiny details. Oh, right. So like Miles doesn't have a lot of his own rogues gallery, but what would be neat, right? Is like if you take lesser known Spider-Man villains to give to Miles, you know, like villains the Spider-Man's had, but hasn't really gotten like fully fleshed out like character arcs and stuff. So I think that's where a lot of the characters we've worked on could come into play, right? Like maybe I'm thinking I got a really cool idea for Boomerang and Speed Demon. I kind of want to make them like a lot more menacing characters. You know, maybe the Beetle and stuff. We've made like some really cool characters there. I think like the Big Wheel being a young person, I think can have direct ties to Miles and still maybe be a ridiculous villain at first. I don't know like how serious you'll ever be able to take the Big Wheel, you know, but you know, maybe just like tie them a little bit better to each other, Miles and the Big Wheel, stuff like that. I think I would eventually like to create like original characters too. If anyone's been around long enough on YouTube, you know, I've made my own fully original character, so you can have this like fully original enemy too. That'd be cool. Okay, cool. Spine's painted in. Cool. Yeah, Razor, it's a meme. Unfortunately, I know the exact TikTok that's from. Yeah. Yeah, nothing crazy. It's just pretty straightforward. It's pronounced shite, but means, yeah, fine shit. Are you, do you just live under a rock, or are you also older, Razor? Or am I still surrounded by a bunch of youngins and I'm still ancient old man? I know Zacho's like 4 years old. Hell yeah, Zacho, look at you again, subs. Yeah, I think before I put the arms back, I should probably glue this into place. or finish painting this up. Probably finish painting it up while it's on the body, probably. I hate that's kind of, you see how it's kind of like crooked? It's just like how the body's shaped, but it's so annoying. Let me go ahead and glue this into place real quick. I'm still using this super glue. This stuff is like, I think I said it in the last stream, but this stuff is like super duper super glue. It's insane. I have since put my link tree in my bio because I know I kept saying I was going to and I kept forgetting. So it is in there, and it's also linked in my other long form video. There's a link to my Amazon storefront where all the stuff I use for that video and all the other stuff I make is linked there. So if you're ever curious where I get my paints or my super glues or anything of the matter, just go check out my Amazon storefront. I get a little kickback, which means I can keep making action figures for you guys. You can still see the Luther logo. That one, just don't look at it. No, I'm kidding. I'm working on it. It won't be there forever. No, you're good. Sorry, Red Streak, you're good. I appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely gotta figure out how to carve it out or something eventually, but okay, that's glued back into place, so let's go ahead and probably get some more black paint on here. This plastic's been taking like a million layers. Driving me crazy, look at it. Get really close to the edge here. How was it?